evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are in Monza for round 8 in Blaze. Today we'll be doing a short qualifying with 27 laps coming your way. We have 16 drivers in the lobby. I'm joined today with my co-host Sushi Sinha. Sushi Sinha, say hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Hello, your volume is a little bit low, so maybe you want to just adjust that. Guys, let us know if you can hear us well or if you need an adjustment in the volume. Today we have a lineup for you guys, and the championship battle is heating up. Let's revisit what happened last round. So last round we have Haaland coming in P1, Alex in P2, and Ezo in P3 with a Haas podium. Neo got the fastest lap and completed P4, and Exotic F1 completed the top 5 with a P5. The championship is set up with the Steps F1 in P1. Sad news on the Steps. He'll be leaving the championship. I believe he wants a break from league racing. So he's left on top with 111 points in the lead. Below him, we have Exotic F1, Haaland in P3. In P4, we have Arthur, or Original M. And Mr. Manken is in P5, who's not racing today. So it's a very tight championship, and Haaland has made his way back up the field after missing quite a few races, and he's just trailing behind with 91 points. So, in the team standings, Sushi, do you want to take the team standings away?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just adjusting my mic.
No worries, that's much better.
Yeah, is that better? Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you ask team standings?
Correct.
So for the constructor standings, we have got Alpine in first with 165 points. In second place, we have Ferrari with 158 points. Third place, we have Stake with 134 points, and in fourth, Mercedes with 134 points as well, tying with Stake. In fifth, we've got McLaren with 115 points. In sixth, we've got Haas with 99 points. Seventh, we have Williams with 99 points as well, tying with Haas. Eighth, we have Aston Martin with 85 points. Ninth, we have Red Bull with 76 points. And finally, 10th, we've got Racing Bulls with 56 points.
Nice, thank you very much. And an interesting fact about Alpine is that both their drivers have decided to retire. So the Steps F1 and Sir Spongy, as you may know, my co-owner for this league, has both decided to retire on top. So Alpine has been now replaced with Curry 1984 and Jerome, who's currently on his outlap at the moment, Jerome RSC. So quite a few new drivers that we have today for you guys. So we'll introduce them one by one as they go on their flying laps, what they can provide, and hopefully they can provide some great entertainment for us. Is there anyone that you're currently looking forward to or hoping that you will bring the pace today in qualifying, Sushi?
Today, well, I'm hoping to see maybe one of the lower teams start to build up more points as well. Maybe Mr. Mancan, seeing if he can get any higher up in the driver standings.
Yes, Mr. Mancan is not racing today, I believe, but yeah, he will be here next week. At the moment, the driver that's about to begin their flying lap, I'll take you around a lap of the lovely, glorious Temple of Speed of Monza in the Scarlet Red Ferrari. It is Exotic F1, and he starts his outlap at the moment. As you know, some of these drivers like to have a bit of temperature in their tires, so they will go through different variations of tire warm-up. So he goes through the first variante, which is the hairpin, turn 1-2. Getting that right. As you can see, his ERS slide is flashing, so he's not pushing flat out at the moment. He comes up to the second variante, goes purple. Obviously, he's the first driver on track. And he's coming up to the first of the Lesmos. There's two of them. Lesmo 1, he hits the apex nicely, just over the curve, which is how you should take the corner. Lesmo 2, perfectly nice. Center the car right over that bump, foot flat to the ground, and all the way he goes down. We're looking for a 1 minute 18.3 lap here to be quite competitive, and he goes purple in the second sector. Through Ascari, he goes, careful not to hit that curb too much. That can cause you to spin out. And down the second straight he goes. This straight should have DRS. I always thought it should, but it doesn't. David Clark goes with a 122 on intermediate tires, so he's trying to save a set of soft tires for, just trying to get his setup right. Now Exotic F1 puts in a 19.2, and I believe he may go for several flying laps, as you will see.
I do apologise.
No worries.
Having messages about more audio issues. I'm adjusting at the moment. Is that any better?
Yeah, I can hear you. Those at home in the comment section, do let us know if you can hear Sushi or not. At the moment, I'm riding on board with Riz at the moment in the Williams F1. He's currently doing quite well in the championship at the moment. He's 12th place, 44 points. Now, that may sound like far below where he needs to be, but with a good few victories, he could bump himself up quite significantly. And he gets a nice slipstream from his teammate there. Great team play from David Clark, giving his teammate a nice slipstream down to Parabolica. Careful not to stretch the tires too much. Squeeze the throttle on exit, and he will put up a 1 minute 20 on the dot. The Go-Go goes second with a 1 minute 05, and I believe he's going for his cool down lap at the moment. A driver that's out on track that I want to pay close attention to in the Red Bull, which has inherited a full-time seat, is F. Rose. So a bit of backstory on this driver is that I raced with him personally back in 2021, which was my first league, and fellow Jamaican as well, like myself. You can probably hear it in my accent, but he absolutely put the beating on me. And he's one of the fastest drivers that I've seen on controller, regardless of whether it be a rig setup. On the time trial leaderboard, he's always at the top. So for him to join this league would be quite something to compete with the one and only Haaland, or as you know him, Marvinovic. And he goes fastest immediately with a 1 minute 18.9. Now we'll switch on board back with Haaland. And he goes purple in the second sector, but he's invalidated his lap time. Let's see where he can go. Yeah, I believe he's not happy with that lap, but that would have put him P1 as well. So provisionally, it should be a shootout between F. Rose and Haaland and Exotic F1. Let's see if Switcheroo or Original M can join that fight. Some of our leading contenders within this battle here today. Sushi, is there anyone you're riding on board with that you want to pay close attention to?
Currently just trying to find someone on their hot lap.
No worries. You can go on board with Alex Hendricks. And Alex Hendricks puts a 1 minute 19.9. Corey puts a 1 minute 19.7 on medium tires. I believe that was on medium tires. I'm not exactly sure. Or maybe he's just placed those medium tires on. We'll go back on board with Haaland, who's done 2 laps at the moment. Now he's on his flying lap at the moment. You can say DRS employed, ERS employed, and he does a 53 middle sector. Through Ascari he goes, careful not to invalidate, but again, not happy with that lap. I believe he will be pitting this lap for new tires, or maybe he'll go again. As we saw when we went, I believe it was Belgium, he did about the fastest laps on just one set of soft tires, so he has some serious pace. He comes back into the pit as drivers are setting up for their second run. We're on board now with Low 16, who goes fastest in the middle sector in the V-Carb. Low 16 is also one of our newest drivers in the Blaze division, so let's see what he can deliver. Red Bull has been employing quite the roster of drivers in F. Rose and Low 16, or Low Al. I'll just call you Law. Do let me know what the correct pronunciation is, and I'll do that for the next race. He goes P10. His last sector isn't astonishing, so he puts in a 119.8. So as you can see now, the 119.5 to 119.8 group is incredibly tight. So from the Gogo to Law, that P3 to P10 is just something of just 2-3 tenths to improve dramatically. Sushi, what you got on your end?
We just have Tonga, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Tonga here in P7 starting his fast lap. He might have backed out of it.
Yeah, I think
seems like he's got overtake on. Yeah, he is. Or he's backed out of that.
Yeah, I believe
Maybe
he
going.
has.
I believe he's going out for a second out lap.
So yeah, as we mentioned, so you were previously racing in this division, CC. Now explain to me how the tyre warm-up works and why are we seeing drivers doing multiple laps on the same tyre?
Well, in this game compared to previous games, the tyre warm-up is extremely difficult. Partially even on, especially when you get to the formation lap, you get no tyre warmth at all. You're sitting between 65 and 70 degrees on your rear tyres most of the times. So coming into these first two corners are going to be extremely difficult. So caution to all the drivers when they come in there, take it easy. But after a few laps, they'll be nice and warm and probably overheating, most likely.
Nice, which is a major difference from 2023, which the tyre warm-up was pretty simple to do. As we're on board now with Tonga, back to you, Sushi, take it away. I believe he's on his top lap now.
Yep, he's just gone past turn 1 and 2, currently going around turn 3. Hopefully he doesn't get impeded by the driver in front. Bit of a moment there. Touches the grass, coming into turn 7 now. Major snaps there. Hopefully he can recover it in this final sector. I don't think this lap's going to give him the competitive time that he needs, unfortunately.
Indeed,
but
he's getting a slipstream from his teammates.
He is grabbing that slipstream. Goes a little wide on that corner there.
Smashes the brake marker board.
Barely misses track limits.
That puts him it remains P7. No improvement from him on that.
No improvement.
We have a few more drivers doing their outlap. F Rose is doing his outlap now. We'll go on board with Highland, who's coming up to the line now. And where will he put his fastest? By just 300ths of a second from F Rose. And F Rose is right back out on his outlap. F Rose is coming around Parabolica now, and he's beginning his fastest lap. We'll go on board with him and stick to see if this lap will give him pole position. Highland is currently in provisional pole. Right behind F Rose's teammates Alex Hendricks, who's benefiting from that slipstream. Down to turn when he goes through the first Valiante, hit the brake marker board, clips right turn, and he gets a bit of oversteer there. But I believe that's just the rotation of the car. But round Curva Grande he goes, accelerating down to turn 3. Where will this put him? He is down on his personal best time by just 400ths of a second. He will need to improve a lot. Through the first Lesmo as he go. Now he comes through the second Lesmo. Pushing his car right to the absolute limit. DRS open, ARS deployed. Running down to Ascari. Where will he? And he's still down by 7 tenths. He's losing time around this lap. What will happen here? Through the final straight he goes. Does that Red Bull have any more pace? Coming up to Parabolica corner. He clips the inside curve off settle. I believe the car was just unsettled there by a tiny bit, and yeah, you can see he's pitting. Not the greatest
Yep.
lap in the world, but even so, that lap would have been a tenth shy of his personal best, which goes to show his speed. But up ahead, Haaland with a 118.9.
We have
He
Switcheroo pushing in P4. He
uh,
is currently coming into the middle sector.
through Ascari, he goes purple in that middle sector from Switcheroo.
Very fast through there.
Can it be a Ferrari pole position in Monza? Will the Tifosis have something to celebrate for? Can Switcheroo bring it? Will the Frenchman have something to say? Power into the line. And it is P3 with a 119.2. He pips his teammate off Exotic F1. I don't think he'll have enough time to pit and come out again. I believe.
Oh, smashed it the board there. We're going to pretend like I didn't see that.
I don't think that is allowed. I don't think that is allowed. But I don't know.
I think it might be an issue if he does get another lap in, but looking at the time, I don't think he'll be able to.
I don't think he'll
As
be
long
able
as
to
he
get
doesn't
another
impede
lap.
anyone, yeah. But technically, he's against rules, so you know.
Aye.
Unfortunately, he did have both cameras on him at the same time.
Yeah, I can't really contest that, can he?
No, can't really contest. We
To be
have
fair,
original M
M.
on an outlap, and it's Tonga, isn't it? Yeah, I'm saying that right.
Yeah, I feel I call him Tongue,
Tonga.
you call him Tonga. Oh, I believe we
Tonga.
should
Okay.
let him know. As you can see, original M is warming up his lap, so this is not his push lap. He's just warming his tires at the moment.
Oh, sorry, I'm getting major lag spikes at the moment. I don't know if anyone else is getting that. Might just be me, or it just
Yeah.
seems to be on.
Is it on original M? Does it look like he was about to crash? Hello?
Oh, sorry. I think I'm dealing with some technical difficulties.
No worries, I'll take it away from here. I believe Tong is on a flying lap. No, he's not. He's just warming up his tires at the moment. As you can see, every driver out there want a slipstream. The Ghosting effect is not on at the moment, and I know some of the other leagues like PSGL, WRR, and the Ironman League has those features on. Because the drag or the slipstream effect is so powerful, but we in IRL want to replicate in real life conditions. So slipstream is a thing to be had, and we want drivers to have the responsibility of acting like adults and being able to take themselves out of danger and not, cause yourself any harm or crashes or anything like that. So drivers need to be conscious, and it is possible if you're following the driver too closely, the driver ahead will get a grid place penalty, a 5-place grid place penalty. So they do need to be conscious. On that note, we'll switch back to original M, who's starting his final flying lap. As I mentioned, he needs this, and this time he is in where is the Sauber of original M? He's in P4 in the championship. Someone's just overtaken him. I believe that is Switcheroo. Not sure why that's. Oh my gosh, what is Switcheroo doing? I believe Original M. That may put Original M off. Sushi, I'm not sure if you're seeing this, but Switcheroo is just overtaking everyone on track. And there is a crash up ahead. And Haaland goes quickest with a 118.6. What can F Rose pull out of the bag? Let's switch on board back with F Rose. He is behind. We'll go back on board with Original M. Original M comes through Ascari. Mounts the chicane here. Gets a absolutely brilliant exit. The number 7 is flying down the final straight. Coming up to Parabolica. Hooking that left wheel onto the grass, turning it, acceleration, squeezing the throttle up into the finish line, and he puts himself No improvement from original M. We have the McLaren of Agpol coming through. Agpol in 12th position at the moment. Is there an improvement? Yes, he is. He goes P8. Next, we have the Ferrari of Exotic F1 who's invalidated. Behind him, we have Alex Hendricks. Alex Hendricks' place is no improvement from him. The RBs, slightly improvement from Curry. We have Alex Hendricks coming up to the line now. Alex Hendricks places his car into P14. Then we have the Alpines coming through, all boxing. We have the McLaren of Clinical Games boxing as well. Everyone's currently boxing, and F Rose puts it P2 with a 118.697, one of the closest qualifiers. Holland beats him by 100th. This will be something special, guys. Sushi, are you there? Hello?
I do apologise. My controller keeps dying, and it was on mute on my controller. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Right, good. Yep. So that is qualifying. Love a bit of technical issues along the way.
No worries, but as we can see, P1 to 5, Haaland in P1, slightly beating F Rose, showing him who is still the king of this league. F Rose in his debut race in P2. P3, I believe it was by the results are gone from my end. It will come up in just a second. Here we go. P3 Switcheroo, P4 Exotic F1, Jerome in P5, Ezo in P6, P3 from last race. P7 is Gogo in the Aston Martin. Original M is P8. I believe he has some impeding from Switcheroo. Agpo in P9. Tonga P10 in the Aston Martin. Law 16. The Irishman is in P11 in the V Carb. And down the grid we go. We'll see Curry is in P12. Reza P13. Alex Hendricks P14. David Clark. Rodwell, and finally, I forgot the person who's in last. My apologies. I believe that person did not set a time. Is it raining? It looks like it's not raining. McLaren 30 said Rose is a bum. That's not nice now. I believe it will be Haaland versus Rose versus the McLarens. Versus the Ferraris. Can the Ferraris do something in Monza? Guys, do remember, no dive bombing into turn 1. Please do not do anything insane or crazy. Do not send it. There will be harsh penalties given out after the race if it is done so, or there are any incidents. Please be careful. Sushi, who's your man to win this race?
I'll tell you if my game would load.
Are you back in? Are you not in the lobby?
Yeah, it's loading. It's just taking its time.
No
I
worries.
think I'm having a few Wi-Fi issues.
No
but
worries.
I believe, if I'm pronouncing it right, Haaland will be probably today's winner.
Big stuff, big stuff. I think Haaland's my guy. He knows he's my guy. But of fairness, I'll have to go with the race craft that I know in F Rose. So it will be Haaland versus F Rose. It's only fair that the commentators are not skewed to one direction. It just shows a fair representation. But also, Original M has incredible race pace and great opportunities to come between the Ferrari guys and get into that lead group. I believe his race pace is stronger than his quali pace, and he always is up there. But some unfortunate thing may have happened that caused him not to win the race or finish on the podium. But drivers will be readying up shortly, and they're currently just choosing their strategies, tire strategies. It should be a medium to hard strategy, and you look to box around lap 13 for the hard tires. Drivers can opt to go for the alternative, which is hard to mediums. I believe a driver that loves to do that is Hallen. Hallen loves to go for the alternative strategy, or as some may call him, Marvinovich, loves to go for the alternative strategy. Down below, we don't have the steps, who usually starts in about 12th, 11th place and makes his way up to like P4, 5, 3. But down below, I believe Rodwell is starting from P17, or P16, I believe. Rodwell is a dark horse to look out for, an incredibly quick driver for McLaren, and he pairs with Mr. Mancan. So do please look for Rodwell. I believe the race is starting now. In final place, 17th place, I mentioned it was clinical games. I didn't do it in the qualifying rundown, but some interesting battles here. Alex and Rizza, those two are always infinitely together. No matter what you do, you cannot separate them. They're always together every single race, and they have the most amazing battles. So Alex Hendricks and Rizza is one to look out for. Tong and the Gogo. The Gogo is an exceptional racer, and I'll pull up the tire strategies now. F Rose actually is the one that went for the alternative strategy, so he'll be going longer than Hallen. Hallen will be going for the conventional strategies or the recommended one, if it's medium to hards. Down below we have Original M that's doing the hards as well, so he may lose places off the line, but not too much because just below him is Tong and Lo, who's on the hards as well. So it'll be interesting going into turn one. I hope and pray that drivers, there are no incidents, no collisions. A warning has been given already. So Sheet, over to you.
Now Rosset is in a bit of a difficult position. If he can keep the pace, he'll be fine, but off that line his tyres will be colder than the rest of the mediums. I believe he might struggle on those hards starting off, but as soon as he gets them going, he is going to last a lot longer, and he may get the advantage on that different strategy up at the top.
Indeed he will. Drivers are coming into their box right now. Hopefully no one disqualified, because this is a very long run to have cold tyres on.
Especially up to this very, very tight turn.
Cool. Over to you.
Let's pray for my Wi-Fi.
Original M is having a bit of lagging out issues. Hopefully he's back in now.
Here we go. It's lights out. And away we go.
Sushi.
Good start from Halland. So he keeps his first place. Currently have Switcheroo has made it up to second. As I said, Rosset is going to struggle on those hard tyres. He currently seems to be quite comfortable in P3 though.
We have Esso around at the back and Low around at the back as well. They have crashed and he's lost a bit of his front wing as well. Back up front we have Halland. Switcheroo's made the jump on F Rose. F Rose is trying to fend off Exotic F1. And then we have Alex Hendricks getting past David Clark. David Clark struggling. Does he have damage? Not entirely sure on that. Rodwell has made it all the way from P16, P15 to his P9 now. What a start by Rodwell.
Exotic is getting very close to Rosset, but Rosset is not getting far away at all from... He's actually overtaken Switcheroo. And Rosset takes P2. He has reclaimed his place.
And there is a, I believe, original M has lagged out completely, and his AI is racing. He wants to restart. Original M, please try to rejoin and see if you can control your car. Up ahead, we have the Ferraris trying to mount an attack on F Rose. F Rose is trying to mount an attack on Halland. Halland is just minding his position, but down below we have David Clark and Alex Hendricks battling it out. We have Tongue on Original M. Original M is just falling down the grid from an exceptional start position. Heartbreak after heartbreak for Original M. Race after race. If it's not a drive-through penalty or a stop-and-go penalty, it's a lagging out issue or an unfortunate incident of him being taken out.
Oh, sorry. I will keep an eye on issues we have with the servers at the moment. Seems to be pretty touch and go here and there, but everyone seems to be okay at the moment.
We have Tongue making up a place on Alex Hendricks. Rizzo needs to get back in this fight now. He's kind of dropped away a little bit from Ezzo. Ezzo is pressuring Clinical Games, and Clinical Games is right on the back of Tongue, and Alex Hendricks is trying to get past Tongue, and he's going around the outside of Parabolica, and will they make contact? Somehow they don't. Don't know how that just happened, but Alex Hendricks is on the back of Hendricks and Clinical Games, starting from P17.
Rosset has taken the lead. He is now currently P1 going into turn 1 and 2.
Amazing stuff from F Rose. F Rose number 7 in the Red Bull, but look who's coming back. Halland is trying to mount around Cover Grande. Can he get it in the second Variante? No, he can't. They go through the first of the Lesmos. Through Lesmo 1 they go. There is no overtaking here. And again, Lesmo 2, no overtaking. Halland will set him up for the long DRS trade, and he'll get him at the beginning of a Ascari chicane. Here he goes, DRS employed.
He's having a look. I don't think he'll go for it. No, he's going to back out of that one.
I believe Halland even shot the DRS, so it doesn't happen. There are now 2 trains formed, one led by F Rose and one led by David Clark. Do you want to keep an eye on the one by F Rose, and I'll keep an eye on the one on David Clark?
Yep, sounds good. F Rose seems to have a very strong setup, especially built for straight line speed, and he is doing very well on those hard tyres.
Down below we have David Clark being set up by Alex. Alex is trying to go around the outside, DRS open, and Alex is gonna probably get the move done on David Clark. There's absolutely nothing David can do than to just sit and tuck back in his slipstream and have a go the next lap.
Switcheroo had a look on Halland. He did back out very late though, and did lose a little bit of time coming out of corner 2.
Incredible stuff here, guys. Thank you guys for no collisions. Keep it clean racing. Down below we have a train of Alex Hendricks. Alex actually catching up to the Go-Go's. If Alex can keep this pace up, he's just taking a second out of the Go-Go, who's currently in P7. He was dropped away.
Yeah, I was just having a look at the Go-Go. Seems like he's struggling with maybe tyre temperatures. Seems to be getting quite a lot of oversteer.
At the moment right now, it's just a managing game for the guys ahead. So we'll switch back to the leading pack. It's just really about managing for these guys as well. Sushi, could you just give Original M an invite if you can, please?
Yes, I can do that now.
Appreciate that. So even if Halland gets back past F Rose, it's about just working together in this instant just to pull away from that lead pack, so a gap is formed. So when the pit stops happened, you can easily get back past. As you can see, Halland doesn't really want to get past F Rose at the moment. They're just saving up their ERS, which I'll put up now. Switcheroo 93, Halland 92. And F Rose 28, so he's been using his ERS quite heavily.
Do apologise, I don't have Original M on my friends list.
No worries. Do you have the party chat? The party sorry, the group invite.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can invite the group.
Yeah. Who does that? Is it Blaze Division, isn't it? Everyone's on.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here you go. Drivers, do not worry. That's just for one person, so you can please continue racing. Sorry for the distraction. F-Rose still leading this race. Down below we have Alex Hendricks taking another half a tenth out of the Go-Go. The Go-Go is dropping time hand over fist. Right below him is David Clark. I believe David Clark is just along for the ride. He's not really trying to... He's probably going to use Alex Hendricks to pull him along, and maybe he'll overtake, maybe he won't. If it was myself, I'll just use Alex's pace to pull me along, right up onto the back of the Go-Go.
Haaland has overtaken F-Rose and has reclaimed his P1 position, cutting the corner a bit on turn 1, causing him a bit of time.
And as we can see, David Clark
sustained the position.
David Clark went for the move on Alex Hendricks, and Alex Hendricks has just given the position. No need to fight. He's trying to break the gap from these guys. So Rizza has now started his own train with Tong and Esso and Clinical Games. Esso, Clinical Games, and Rizza going at it. Clinical Games sends it down the inside of Esso. Esso concedes the position to the Mercedes, and the Mercedes is having a look at Tong. Slight tap on the back there from Clinical Games to Tong, trying to push him around the corner, and Clinical Games goes off the track. That is just, he turned in a bit too hard, a bit too much on the nose, and just absolutely puts it in a spin. Hopefully he can catch back up.
That is unfortunate. We do have P125 all in a DRS train, then a gap just behind them with AJ trailing along, unfortunately 3 seconds behind.
As you can see here, F-Rose is going back past Haaland. The Ferrari's looking to make the move. Will Suttori make the move? No, he won't. And it is uniform. This is absolutely beautiful, guys. Keep it up. Another about 3/10 pull to Guop in P6. The guys down below in Ezo, Curry, and Reza, honestly, they're putting on a hell of a show. Tong is trying to pull away, but the RB of Ezo is going around the outside, and he touches Curry. Slight touch there from Ezo to Curry, but all is well, no incidents. Sushi, do look out for when the leaders do decide to pit. Remember, we're looking for a lap 13 pit for the mediums. For the hards, we're looking about a lap 16 for the hard tyres.
Yeah, we could be looking at a quite a big undercut for Haaland here. The hard tyres seems to be keeping the pace very well. So if Haaland could keep the same sort of pace on those hard tyres, he could be looking at quite a big undercut. However, in this game, the hard tyres are very difficult to get up to temperature, especially after coming out the pits. They start off very cold and can be pretty difficult to handle.
Which will make that undercut null and void, which will mean that, is it a big brain strategy to go for the overcut of F-Rose, or will the overcut even work? Or is the undercut even that powerful? Maybe, F-Rose could extend it another 3-4 laps, but then come out a second or two behind.
It's difficult to say. Because of those cold tyres at the beginning, depending on how well they can handle the car, it can be quite difficult to get that undercut done. But also, if you go for if you stay out on those tyres too long, you're going to be losing a lot of time.
Exactly. If you want to switch to the battle with Ezo, Curry, and Tong, these guys have been, for the past lap and a half, they've been absolutely banging wheels, overtaking, undertaking, trying their best to try to get out of each other's DRS, but I don't think it's working. But they're putting on a show here. The RBs, the Alpine, and the lone Aston Martin trying, desperately crawling his way back to his teammate, the Go-Go, but the Go-Go is now being caught by David Clark. And as I mentioned a few laps ago, that Alex Hendricks and David Clark are trying to catch the Go-Go, and the Go-Go has been caught. And as you mentioned, Sushi, the Go-Go has temperature issues for his tires, I believe.
Yeah, as you can see, the Go-Go, I think the Go-Go is still losing time on him though, so AJ seems to be keeping a decent pace to sustain that gap from him.
Yeah, and as you can see, David Clark has now made the move on the go-go. Alex Hendricks has looked to now breeze past him through the first variante, leading up to Curva Grande through the second variante. Can Alex Hendricks get past the go-go? And he's looking, but he'll tuck back in now. Up ahead, it remains as it is. All cars within a second, I believe, from P1 to P5. The gap to AJ or AG, AGWOP to the leaders has extended to now 8 seconds. That is the pace of the lead group. So it's really not a competition up ahead. You can
Tyre
see
temperatures with the front lot seem to be climbing quite high on the rear left, going up to we're seeing 103 and 105.
wow.
Some people are going to start struggling, but I believe the tyre compounds can go up to that. Let's have a look.
Incredible stuff. How are you seeing these tyre temps, by the way?
If you just look at their steering wheel, it does show you. Just at the bottom, it's quite hard to see.
Well, this is
It's
why
very
you need
shaky.
a code comms. Thank you very much. I did not know that. And through goes Gogo back on David Clark. So David Gogo is fighting for that P7 as best as he can, even though he's losing time again. And into the points goes Curry. Curry now overtakes Ezo. Ezo is being demoted back to P11. Clinical Games now pits. I believe he's going on to fresh hard tires. After his earlier spin in the gravel through the second Lesmos. Through the first Lesmos, the go goes, then through the second, and here is where Clinical Games spun earlier. But we'll have another look up front. So what's the tire temperatures, as we can say, for Hallen versus Rose?
Well, obviously the mediums aren't going to take as much temperature in them, but the difference seems to be pretty stable between both of them. I think Hallen might be starting to struggle now on these medium tyres, where the hard's starting to be much better compared to them. But he is still looking down the inside. He's going to back off from that. Now, if we look at the ERS between F. and Hallen seems to be managing his pretty well, sitting at 90%, whereas Rosset seems to be using a lot more at 54.
As we can see now, F. Rose just keeping that lead. Everyone's keeping their tyres in good nick. So 2 laps until Hallen should pit anyways. Maybe he'll decide to extend that stint with his purple helmet. As you can see, F. Rose is donning that Red Bull helmet, Max Verstappen championship winning helmet. Switcheroo, Exotic F1 keeping in good nick. So the Ferrari boys are still in contention for this win. And they are working together quite nicely. I believe when you see Holland overtakes F. Rose, that's when it's a clear indication that, you know, it's time to pit now.
Yeah. Alex Hendrick is going to have a look at overtaking David Clark. I believe he is just going to trail. Oh no, last second he has gone for the dive, and he has done it. Clean overtake, well done.
I'll tell you, David Clark did very well to slow that down with no ABS. You can see all 4 tires locked up. He did incredibly well to save it, but David Clark is back on the move around the outside of Curva Grande, and David Clark gets that move back, overshoots the corner a tiny bit,
late from the brake.
And Will Alexander gets him in the first Lesmo. No, he will tuck back in. Great driving from these guys. And David Clark goes a little bit wide through the first Lesmos, through the second Lesmos. Alex now will have the DRS to attack him, but so will the Gogo. Now Tongue is in P9. I don't know how he got to P9. Incredible stuff from Tongue. I believe, yeah, all the drivers have picked between him and the Go-Go. So that's Ezo, Curry, and Jerome. I believe Jerome was in that top 5 fight. So Jerome is trying to undercut
Haaland has
those guys.
boxed. Haaland has boxed, and he is going on the hard tyre. He is going for the undercut, I believe.
I'll look at Jerome. I believe it's Jerome Len. In the Alpine, because he was in P5 when he boxed from that lead train. So where will he come out in respect to Haaland? Haaland is just coming down the pit, coming out the pit exit now. Jerome is coming out the pit straight. Will Haaland get any traffic on his exit? He will desperately not want these guys to get involved, and they do get involved!
Got them cold tyres straight into a fight.
Wow!
And he has handled that very well. He's going for the overtake around the outside.
Versus Haaland. Haaland does not need this right now. This could potentially lose Haaland the race.
Well, Lul has kept his place and has backed off from it. I believe he already knows his tyres are not going to be up to it.
Wow. Honestly, I thought that was going to end in tears.
So I thought that was going to be a collision. I was seeing understeer all over that, but nope, he handled that car very well.
As you can see now, F Rose has put on the burners and he's pulled a 1.9 second gap from Exotic F1, and Exotic F1 cannot keep up with the pace. Haaland needs to get a move on. F Rose has turned the burners on and now it's 2.6 seconds. Exotic F1 is now pitted to try to cover Haaland. Where will Haaland come out in relation to F Rose? As we can see, the undercut has not worked because the warm-up is too much, because look behind Jerome. Jerome is about 3 seconds from Haaland, and Haaland is barreling now down the main straight, and he goes past Exotic F1. Will Exotic F1 get this traffic? Yes, he will. Where will Exotic F1 come out? Oh, and there's a collision between Law and Tongue. Law crashes into Tongue.
What? Are we seeing any damage on that?
I don't think there's damage. It was rare collision. The damage will probably be on Law. Let me just have a look at his car, if he has any damage from that. It looks like he's all well. Switcheroo now. The gap to Switcheroo to F Rose is 3 seconds.
Sorry to interrupt. Law has got wing damage. It seems he's missing his
front end plate.
Yeah, front end plate on the right hand side there.
Yeah, and up ahead, remember the gap to
we have Switcheroo coming to the box as well.
Switcheroo and F Rose's boxing as well.
Rosé, yeah. Will the undercut work for Haaland? Let's see if he kept the pace up enough.
I don't know. It's interesting because now F Rose is almost at the pit exit now, and he'll be on the medium tires. And F Rose is out, but Haaland is out as well. It will be
going to be close. I think Haaland has got it.
Gosh.
Haaland has done it. He has got the undercut.
But
he has got traffic from Alex now, who is on 14-lap old medium tyres.
But Alex will have to. Alex doesn't have to move out of the way. Alex can stay there. So this is a team play. This is a team play by Alex to hold up.
I don't think he'll be able to hold him up for long though. Haaland is looking to get past him, and he is very eager.
This is incredible. Through the first Lesmos, they go. The second Lesmos, they go. You can see Haaland feathering the throttle, but F Rose is there, and he's now past him.
Rosé is
going
past both of them.
He will not fight him.
Team play.
This is Paris, Minister of Defense. Oh, and
Alex had a moment.
Oh my gosh!
I didn't actually see what he did there.
Be impressed by that. You'll see on the replay. I will snip it and send it to you. This, Haaland will not be impressed by that, and he almost gets another collision.
You can tell that he is not having a good time. It seems that he is making some pretty risky moves.
Wow.
He is barreling down the straight past Tonga. He is on the push to try
Now,
and catch back up.
Exotic F1 has a 3-second penalty, and he's 0.6 seconds behind Rose. This is crazy, guys.
I think Rose's going to have, as long as he can keep the pace, he's going to have a pretty easy race from now on. Was the collision between Rose and him, or was it between his teammate?
So the collision was between Haaland and Alex Hendricks, and I believe Haaland tried to go around the outside. Rose put his car there. There was slight tap of the wheels. When I say slight, the slightest tap. I don't think it was anything intentional.
So all it does, it just unsettled the car, and unfortunately it caused him spin out. I see. Yeah.
I don't think it was. I think obviously Alex Hendricks had the utmost right to do what he did, because he was. He was in the lead.
That was a good example of team play, and if it's a report that wants to be made, just remember to put it in Discord. Under the reporting incident.
Exactly. So Haaland now puts in the fastest lap. Exotic F1 is sticking with him on those hard tyres. Haaland now puts in the fastest lap of a 121.0. You can tell he is pissed and he wants this back in blood. Let's see.
He is catching at quite a rapid pace. There is no holding him back now.
The gap between him and F Rose is 5 seconds. So yeah, it will need. This is the leader. I think we all can agree that he's the fastest in the league right now, and I believe now is the time that he has to show it. He has to prove that all the hype is real, and everything that we've been saying is real, and he needs to catch and pass these guys. First up on the list is Switcheroo, who's not a slow driver, may I add. Haaland has 32% ERS. ERS is not important because that can be recovered so quickly. But we've completely forgotten about the gap from lower P6 downwards. We've completely forgotten about those guys and just looking from P1 to P5 and see what is happening, and can Haaland catch back up to F Rose?
We have Tonga and Cynical Games fighting again. I think that Tonga went a bit wide there and lost some time. Now
Haaland overtake his own and he's lining up Switcheroo. Switcheroo, is he going to defend this? Switcheroo is now lining up Jerome, and Jerome, they'll both fly past Jerome. There he goes. Down the inside goes Haaland, goes easy. One down, and now he's in P4. Now F Rose can see him in his top left, moving up the order. F Rose needs to put the burners on. The gap between Haaland and F Rose is now 4.7 seconds. He's closed that gap by 0.3 in the last lap.
Now, if Haaland keeps pushing like this, he might have some tyre issues at the end of the race, but he is catching very quickly, and obviously Rose is on the mediums, which means they aren't going to last quite as long. The hard tyres around here seem to be handling the heat a bit better, and they also seem to be the faster tyre.
Incredible stuff there. Haaland needs to get past Switcheroo now and break that DRS. So I think, in the back we can see Jerome desperately trying to get past Haaland because Haaland was harvesting in those corners. Now Haaland has to put his ERS on medium and right back up into Switcheroo, but Jerome is causing a nuisance, and Alex Hendricks has a 3-second penalty for his Warriors in P10. Up ahead we can see Switcheroo's put in the fastest lap now, and Haaland goes back past Switcheroo. Incredible stuff there from Haaland. Now he's in P3. The gap to him to F Rose is now about just over 4 seconds. So he is still closing that gap down. He can now see them in the distance. Through the second variante he goes. Sorry, go ahead, Switcheroo.
Yeah, sorry. Haaland is now on the recharge though. He has lost a lot of ERS going through it to get past Switcheroo. Switcheroo is sitting at a comfortable 70%. So when we come to this DRS straight, Haaland may have some troubles.
Incredible stuff from Marvinovic. Can he hold these guys off, or will they cause him problems? He knows his task. His task is to win this race. He has 8 laps to do it. 7 when he goes past the line. Exotic F1 cannot win this. He has 3 seconds unless he can remove those 3 seconds penalty. Remember, save your footage.
Switcheroo getting a very good exit. Haaland had a bit of a moment. Switcheroo is going definitely to go for this overtake down the main straight. And he has done it with ease.
The craziest thing is that Switcheroo has a lot more ERS than Haaland has to play with.
Yeah, and he didn't lose much at all there, still sitting at a comfortable 80%, whereas Haaland is now sitting at 35. He is slowly on the recharge, but not quite enough to keep in front of Switcheroo.
Incredible stuff. Ezo now's passed Alex Hendricks into the into turn 1, and he retains that position.
Nice to see that not all the meter boards have been smashed in this race. Helps those drivers not using the lines at all. We've had complaints in the past about smashed boards.
Were you one of those drivers that used it to brake?
I was learning to. Never got enough practice in really to get it. I would use it in practice mainly, but in a race I'd switch the lines back on just for that, just to be able to see the braking zone a bit clearer. I raced in a sim in cockpit view, so it was quite difficult to see past all the smoke where the meter board was.
Understood. I don't know how you did that, but much respect to you. Haaland is now back past Switcheroo, and his charge for P1 has restarted. The gap now is down now to 3.8 seconds. The gap is from Haaland to F Rose. 6 laps to victory, or 6 laps to victory for F Rose, or will it be Haaland? Can he reduce that deficit? Will the hard tyres be the most favourable ones? It will be difficult because it's going to take a while to go off. But yeah, very interesting stuff coming up, guys. Can Switcheroo hold on to Haaland, or will it be Exotic F1? As you can see, Exotic F1 breathing down the back of F Rose.
Now, if these two battle, they are going to slow each other right up, which means that Haaland is going to have an even bigger advantage when catching up. But it looks like he might be dropping off a little bit, so he may be losing some time with these worn tyres now, as he has been pushing very hard on them.
Speaking of team game, it will be in Exotic's interest to slow up F Rose so his teammate Switcheroo can catch up. It will be in his interest big time. But as you can see, ERS is not being used. He's completely at 100%. But in the background there, you can see Switcheroo overtaking Haaland down into the first turn. Yeah, I can tell Haaland. I know him. He's quite annoyed right now. He probably understands it's a racing incident, but he will want the chance to battle F Rose for the win. And this has been taken away from him, so that will annoy him. The first sector has been blitzed by Switcheroo, and he is the fastest first sector now, so this could be a very, very rapid lap that we're looking at right now.
We have a caution in sector 3.
I believe Clinical Games has retired within the pit lane. So resume the race. It's 3.5 seconds now. Haaland's now back past Switcheroo. Believe they're just using each other for a slingshot. It will be good if they just slingshot each other all the way up until Exotic F1. But Exotic F1 needs to...
Oh, Curry has had a moment. He is just missed the barrier there. He just put a bit too much power down on the exit of, I believe, turn 4 or 5. I think it's turn 5.
In the Alpine, correct?
Yes. Yeah, in the Alpine.
Cool.
Just missed that.
And Exotic F1 has heard what I said. He has heard the message, and he has overtaken F Rose. And now is his time to slow F Rose down so Switcheroo can catch up. And it will be a Ferrari 1-2 for the podium. Wow. I believe these drivers have me on their comms, so thank you so much for listening to me to provide this entertaining race that we have here for you guys. 4 laps left, but trust and believe that the drama is not over yet. Who will win? Haaland, Switcheroo, F Rose, or Exotic F1? Exotic One needs to lift through the Lesmos. He desperately needs to lift through the Lesmos so that Sucharu can keep up. Even Escari coming up right now, if he just lifts like a small amount just to slow down, exactly like what Perez did in Abu Dhabi. Reza has now retired with the pit lane. Thank you so much, Reza, for coming. You're absolutely stud today, so thank you so much. I'll
AG is
see you next week.
having a look at the back of David Clark. He is now overtaken him, and he has secured that position. I think David Clark is struggling with tyres a bit. A lot of locking up cannot be helping them at all.
F Rose is going back past Exotic F1, and yeah, as you can see, no defense there from Exotic F1. They are looking to just play it safe and nice for now. 3 laps remaining. 3 laps remaining. Now, Switcheroo has a 10-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. Oh my lord.
Oh dear.
Wow. The Go-Go has retired.
I can imagine the Switcheroo is not happy, probably due to a
now he's
game.
overtaken on the yellow flags. You cannot overtake on the yellow flags.
Cannot.
Nope. You cannot. And that is clear and obvious. You cannot overtake on the yellow flags. And Switcheroo has another penalty as well. He has a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. I just saw that on my screen. He entered Ascari too deep, and he cut the corner a little bit too much. That is going to put him
down to P5.
Wow.
Yeah, that is unfortunate for Switcheroo.
Don't think those penalties can be removed, but Hallen has now overtaken him.
There's a car moving very slowly on track there.
Yeah, that's a retirement within the pits. I believe the penalty. I believe the 10-second penalty for Sucharu will be taken away. Just to let you know, I've heard from the race director. It might be able to, if he contests it, it can be taken away. But the 3-second penalty, we'll have to see his corner infringements. If he has legitimately extended or exceeded track limits, then it won't. But look at the gap between Exotic F1 now and Haaland. It's now 2.1 seconds. Wow. They have absolutely...
Those mediums are definitely dying off now, and AJ and David are still battling it out, putting on an absolute show here. Back and forth constantly after each corner.
Incredible stuff there, guys.
The battle for P6 is real.
Up ahead we can see Highland Exotic F1 right in the gearbox of F Rose. F Rose just harvesting or using his ERS. He's on 43% now. He's turned it to medium now. Exotic F1, I don't think he's gonna go for the move now. It's on none. But Switcheroo has now overtaken him. He's locked up a little bit, but now the gap is 1.6 seconds. Exotic F1 needs to lift. He needs to lift.
Lowell's got a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. I'm going to assume that was track limits.
And he's down in P11, no consequence to him. But Exotic F1 needs to overtake this lap. Desperately needs to overtake this lap.
AJ has got the place back on David Clark. Or they might have been that round already. But they are still very close, battling for P6.
Incredible stuff. Our retirees are Rodro, Clinical Games, Reza, Gogo, and Curry. Up ahead, we have the penultimate lap of the race, and Jerome gets a 3-second penalty. Not great for Jerome.
Yep, he will no longer be in front of Switcheroo now. They have cancelled it.
Exotic F1.
Tonga has also now just got a 3-second penalty as well, which could, if Lowell picks up the pace a little bit, he could definitely take the place for that. He is currently 9/10 out of that zone.
Incredible stuff. Final penultimate lap. Switcheroo Haaland, F Rose, Exotic F1. Exotic F1 has made the move on F Rose, but is it too early? Rose has 33%, Exotic F1 has 60%
Oh, a
ERS.
little touch with Enzo and Alex Hendricks there. Just as they come around the final corner, didn't do any damage, luckily. It was very
Nice.
close.
Now we go through the first Lesmo for the final time. The second Lesmo for the final time. Exotic F1, F Rose, what will be happening? Up ahead, we have a car stopped on track. I believe that is
Switcheroo
original
overtakes
M.
Haaland again.
That's DNF.
Sector.
Yeah, Switcheroo has overtaken Haaland. Up ahead, we have Exotic F1. What will happen here? What will F Rose do? What will he do? He's not
No, we
close
have
enough. But then we have
AJ
Haaland.
is going for the overtake. Sorry, I do apologise for
No
interruption.
worries. Haaland is back past Switcheroo. And Haaland has gotten a P3, P2 on track. It's F Rose with the win. Haaland P2. Exotic on P3. Jerome
Switcheroo gets
P4.
another 10-second penalty as well.
And Switcheroo P5. Wow, that's quite a lot of penalties. Now we look back with David Clark and AJ.
Seems to have just overtook him a second ago, and now I believe he is taking that win. Very, very good battle between those two, all raced pretty much. It has been amazing.
Enzo versus Alex Hendricks, and oh my gosh, 300th of a second is the gap between Enzo and Alex Hendricks. Tongue with a P10 and Law 16 with a P11. Well done, guys.
Amazing racing, very low amount of collisions, which is really good to see. Remember, any penalties you do get, remember to report them in the incident section in the Discord.
Incredible stuff there, guys. Drivers, please remember, take a picture of everything. Penalties, track infringements, corner cutting, whatever it may be, before you report, because we need that to be able to move forward. But P1 provision at the moment is F Rose on his debut race, hailing from Jamaica, my homeland. Well done, my friend. P2, Haaland, great recovery from an unfortunate incident in the Mercedes. And P3, I believe, is Switcheroo, hailing from Turkey, I believe. So well done to everyone and the top three. P4, Jerome, I believe he got a 3-second penalty at the end, which he would have benefited from, but unfortunately he did. P5 is Switcheroo. P6, AJ or AG. David Clark, P7, well done. P8, Alex Hendricks. Enzo, P9. P10 is completed by Tong. And as you can see, here are your next finishes and retirements. Retirements of the race is Curry, Gogo, Rizzo, Clinical Gains. Sushi, thank you very much for joining me. How did you find today?
Yeah, very good. A little shaky at the beginning with all the issues they're having with the game. But other than that, it got pretty good. Very intense race and very good racing to see.
I agree myself. Next up, we're back September the 4th with Spain, El Spania. We have quite a few Spanish drivers in the league, so hopefully you guys can all join us then. 8 p.m. BST. Do not forget, we're here every week, every Wednesday at the very same time. And the final results will be out in a few days after results and reports have been submitted. But yeah, thank you so much. I've been your host, Steve, and Sushi.
Sorry, I've been your co-host, Sushi Sinner.
And it has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for watching. Peace. Have a good one. Bye.